Gold. Hello there, it's Jonesy DeMandra. The weekend is done. Everything was great. The piano was on last night. I enjoyed it very, very much.
I'm pleased you watched it. I know it's up against Married at First Sight. A lot of people watch it on iView. All the episodes are up there. I like watching it a week at a time.
I like the idea of it being filmed in the airport. Can I ask, who pays for the parking?
For who?
For anyone, because it would be very expensive.
Yeah, actually, that's a very good point. It was amazing to film at an airport because where else will you find so much emotion? People coming, people going, people crying, people laughing, people loving. It's like Love Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a great spot. And so each time we put a public piano in a different place, and people come down and tell us their stories. And did you find it moving?
Yeah, of course, very much.
The stories are incredible, aren't they? A lot of people this morning when I was walking my dog wanted to talk to me about it. And then the stories, a lot of people say, oh, it's so moving and I cry, but it's not always sad. For example, what an incredible slice of history it was to meet a 14-year-old called Max. He was there with his grandma and she told a bit of this story. His grandmother's father was Jack, who was the piano player in the Changi prisoner of war camp. This is a particularly brutal prisoner of war camp. And they very famously had a concert group and he was the piano player.
One of the work parties said, we've been down to the British Naval Base doing some cleaning up and there's a piano down there. So they went out in the night, through the jungle, found this tiny little piano and dragged it back to the camp.
Wow.
They would have been shot dead and the Japanese never asked where it came from. It was just there. So the Changi concert party held over 240 performances. I do believe that Dad's contribution and the concert party's contribution really did carry them through. They wouldn't have made it home without that music.
And the footage is so heartbreaking, isn't it?
Oh, my God.
And they said that sometimes the men were too weak to move, so their colleagues would carry them to the concert. And that morale kept them going. Just incredible. That piano now is at the Australian War Memorial, by the way.
Right.
The piano that Jack played. So Max sat down, this 14-year-old Max, to play the song that Jack had written for his wife while he was in that prison camp.
The song, Barbara, is about enduring love. The love that Mum and Dad had kept him alive. It's a love song. It's pure and simple. It's only because of Mum and Dad's enduring love that we've now got 4 generations keeping the music alive.
Those guys had I recommend if you're ever in Singapore, go to Changi prison for a visit because it's amazing what they went through. The brutality put on our soldiers by the Japanese was beyond the pale.
Absolutely.
And it was, they had to wear these laps, a little lap. It was like, this tiny strip of fabric. But the ingenuity, like getting the piano, or there was I was reading one particular soldier over there, he smuggled a pineapple in his lap.
Cripes.
I know how that's just Aussie ingenuity right there. But if you're ever in Singapore, it's worthy of a visit.
Yeah,
for sure.
and the role that mateship played, and morale and music and art. That's as Andrea said, that's where art is essential.
Exactly.
Kept them alive.
Exactly.
Someone else we met on the show last night was Elizabeth. And we first meet Elizabeth and she's swinging her little boy Archie on a swing and then she tells us her backstory.
We started trying for a family pretty much immediately after we got married. About a year into that, I went to the GP and they discovered that I had endometriosis and polycystic ovary syndrome. They said to me that it would be a 5% chance of me having a successful pregnancy. I just completely fell apart and felt like I would never have a child. We went through years and years of fertility treatment to have a family. We unfortunately lost 7 babies in the process.
Elizabeth.
Sorry.
I know what that's like. I went through IVF. And you look down the barrel of thinking you won't be a parent.
Yeah.
I feel for everyone that doesn't get to take home a baby.
So I would say that writing songs really got me through that, and I put all that weight that I was feeling into the piano.
And she wrote an incredible song because so many people can relate to that story and can relate to the beauty of this song she's written called Finally.
Well, I wasn't sure that you would show. Been so long to be told no, but all things change. Finally, oh, finally, the only word that came to mind when two became three.
Aw. So sweet. So sweet.
So sweet. This show is just a gift of a
Yep.
show. It really is. And we've got more. We'll play it for you a bit later.